All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show of all shows that gets all the hoes. I am Big Tice, joined by all the boys here. Welcome to the lunch table. Boys, how y'all doing?
Dude,
Lovely.
lovely.
That could be better.
I'm going to start off today's show with a little bit of an NBA history lesson. In the year 1964, the Boston Celtics faced the San Francisco Warriors in the NBA Finals. And the Celtics won that series 4-1, thanks to a pivotal Game 4 victory in San Francisco to take a 3-1 series lead. This was the Celtics' sixth consecutive title. And in that total stretch, they would get 11 and 13 years. And now, 58 years later, these two teams face again. I think that's kind of interesting. It was Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell's their first of two finals matchups against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dimaj, congrats to you
Yep.
Right.
on the Celtics
Round of
fucking
applause.
making it back.
Round of applause for the picks. You know,
I'm
much.
not clapping. Dilly, you can be the only one clapping.
no, yeah, I'll give a little take here. I really wanted the Heat to come out and win here, and also win it all. But it is what it is. Shit happens. Back-to-back years where the finals is staying within the lunch table. The finals is within our group last year. Last year we had three of us, as fans in the finals. This year we got one sole one. Hopefully next year we'll have a couple more. But as of now, Demon, last man standing, dude.
Feeling fucking great.
4 more to go.
Can we debate that Jimmy Butler last shot? Because I know some of us think that was a bad shot.
Yeah. I mean,
So yes,
so
Okay,
I mean, you
okay.
are. So you are like the superstar of the team, and you.
Okay,
It's a shot in like the heat of the moment where it's like I've got some space. Let me pull up, but it's also like he had I don't know what the score situation was, but I mean there still was like 14 seconds, but
Down
I don't know
two.
if it was down 2. So
98, 96.
yeah, so there you go.
Well,
And
20
there was still
20 seconds left
14
when I grabbed the
seconds.
board.
Exactly. So you could have, slowed down a little bit, ran a play or two, draw a foul or something, reset, do a couple things, but it happened.
I don't think it was the smartest option on the court. I know you are the superstar, and in those moments, superstars are the make or break player. I mean, in that specific situation, but I mean, I think, and it's not a fair comparison because I'm thinking Jordan and Bron and how everybody has these debates on who's better. And a reason why people are always on Bron's ass about him not being the best is because he's not the guy who will always take the shot. He will always pass it off to somebody who knows that they can make the shot better depending on the situation. And I feel like in that scenario, he should have taken the approach from Bron and took the seconds. And if he was going to take a shot, take his shot, not a shot that is not in his range. I know he made a few threes in like game 5, but he's not a 3 shooter. His 3 percentage is probably the worst out of all 5 starters. Maybe Bam's worse, but I mean, he's not a 3 shooter. He's low 30s%. I think in the regular season, he was in the 20%. I mean, he's not that guy to be taking that shot. Put your head down, drive, and take a foul or let the clock run a little bit and give it to somebody that can make that 3 if you really want to take that win scenario. He was open. He pulled it. Cool. But I don't think it was his shot to take. I don't think he needed to take that shot right then and there. I'm glad he did, though.
Yeah, I don't hate the shot. I hate the timing of it. I don't think like I'm not opposed to taking a three when you like when a two could tie it like that, but to pull that shot with like 19 seconds still on the clock, even if you do hit it, you're still giving them a whole 19 seconds to set up a play, and all they would need there is a two to win the game. So if it was Jimmy taking a three with maybe like 8 or less seconds left, I would not hate it at all. But in transition like that, especially when he had been so dominant all night, driving into the paint, I don't know why you wouldn't just take it in one-on-one with Al Horford and go for the tie. If not, just like slow it down and like set something up for a final shot.
I will say, as the full Heat fan in here, I'm not mad at Jimmy, because if you're watching, if we were all watching that game pretty intensely, as the seconds are going down, we were watching it wire to wire from the first to the fourth. And if you remember, he in the second quarter of the game hit that exact same shot on the other side of the court in the exact same situation, in transition, running down with the big backpedaling, and he hits the three. So I can't even be mad, because that's a shot he just took and made. And as the superstar of your team, why there's no reason to defer to anybody else when you have the opportunity there. Now, I will agree in the fact that he could have made a smarter decision, and there are definitely possible opportunities, but when you look at it, Tatum was hugging Strus in the corner on the strong side corner, so there was no opportunity to get it to Strus in those seconds. Kyle Lowry was behind him. He was the one who threw it to the pass. Bam Adebayo was behind him, and Victor Oladipo was getting hugged in the other corner by someone else. So in that moment, that is the most wide open shot you can take. And there are actually a couple numbers on it. The value of a 3-point shot in clutch time is around 70%, compared to the value of a 2-pointer in clutch time being at 45%. The probability of hitting a three jumps up to like 65%, and the probability of hitting a two is 20% less than that at 40% chance. So to go for the win and to go for it all, those are the moments. Those are what playoff. That's what playoff basketball is all about. Is those moments right there that are going to define your legacy, either good or bad. Unfortunately, he missed, but I can say that everyone, until that ball hit the rim, had their cheeks clenched, had their teeth grinding, their knots in a twist. So
That's just the thing. I don't think it was for the win. Like, even if he hit it, I would have willingly put my money that you guys would have lost.
why?
Because if you would have hit it, they would have had last possession with more than 15 seconds left, down by 1.
Yeah, knowing the way Jason Tatum gets that shot clock cheese, I definitely could. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel
could
like
be
you get that
talking about a
rebound,
whole
you
nother
got to
series
hold for
right
last
now.
shot.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, I feel like if he did hit that shot, we could be talking about a whole nother series. It's not wrong to believe that Miami would have won that game. But at the same time, like, yeah, there is that like 15 seconds left. Tatum's been hitting shots at the buzzer basically the whole time, the whole series, not even just that series, the whole playoffs. It's just been miraculous to watch that. But at the same time, the probability of hitting that buzzer beater, not even buzzer, just that last shot for game, is quite a bit lower than any shot the rest of the game at all, even if you had a wide open shot. I mean, so for the Heat making that three, honestly, to me, would have been game. As a Celtics fan, I would have thought the Heat won that game after that shot.
I would say it more or less would have been game because the Heat are coming off an 11-0 run where Marcus Smart has taken 3 terrible shots in a row. Where Max Strus gets a stop, Jimmy hits a 3. Max Strus comes up with an insane three to tie it up. All of the momentum, literally the entire everything from the last 2 minutes up to those 20 seconds, the momentum was swinging in Miami's way, and the only thing that stopped it was the shot, because after missing the shot, there was no life in the building.
I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios that could have gone differently from that one moment in the game. But honestly, at the end of the day, what if?
There's another moment that I specifically want to highlight. Max Strus hit a 3 in the second quarter, or sometime in the first half, and then they go to review it to see if it was a 3 or 2. Turns out they take the points off the board altogether, no points, because his heel was just slightly over the out of bounds line, and there was a shadow that was over that line and called no point. And if we think about it that way, that makes it a 13-0 run, game tied. We get the ball back in that possession, and it's a completely different game. I'm pretty mad at the officiating for going back like 10, 15 minutes later after the play was called to take the points off the board, and seemingly no one noticed that it happened either. But that's what I'm more mad at than anything in this game, because there were multiple times when Jaylen Brown traveled and it was not called. But oh well.
Jaylen Brown sucks.
All right.
Obviously, the Celtics taking on the Warriors. The Warriors finished off the Mavs since our last episode, I believe, in what, 5
games.
5 games. The Warriors, thanks to a big Game 5 performance from Clay, and that will send them to their 6th finals appearance in the last 8 years, 9 years, which is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, they're okay.
Steph is 4 big wins away, big performances away from getting that first finals MVP of his career, which he's hungry for. That's a big legacy thing to add on to the resume.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a good finals. Definitely like an offense versus defense kind of matchup.
Yeah. I'm the biased Celtics fan here, so obviously I got Celtics winning it. I got Celtics in 6. When looking at the overall, I don't even want to say talent, just how they match up versus all the other Warriors opponents. And I'm not even going to take the Toronto team into account because they're playing without Clay and without KD. And I feel like if they had both of those players, they would have stomped the Raptors. But looking at, basically just when they played the Cavs, I feel like the Celtics match up very well with a team that honestly, yes, it's the Warriors still, and still they have those main key pieces, but I don't think they're as scary as they were when they first made their championship, or the one when they went 73-9, obviously. And when they had KD, I feel like this is the weakest they've been across their roster. So, and the Celtics defensively is a team that I don't think they've seen in the finals at all. So I'm interested to see how it turns out. Honestly, I feel like it's weird to say it. This is probably the least worried I've been in the playoffs. I don't know if it's because I'm just happy we made the finals, or the fact that honestly the Warriors have all the offensive capabilities in the world, but defensively they don't scare me whatsoever.
We called though.
Huh?
We called though. You go to our YouTube and look at like episode 8 or something. It's titled "The Celtics Will Be in the NBA Finals."
Yep, been preaching it,
Hey.
man. Been preaching it. Come on now. Everybody wanted to call me crazy. I said, hey, just let it play its course.
I think we also said multiple times that the winner of the Bucks Celtics series
Would be the
would win the
Bucks.
championship. So
I'll say this.
Oh,
The team to eliminate Jimmy Butler in the last 3 playoffs, including the 2019 Raptors won the chip, the 2020 Lakers won the chip, and then the 2021 Bucks won the chip. So I really hope that this gets put to an end, that the people who bound to Jimmy Butler win the championship, because I don't want to see the Celtics win, because personally I'm taking Dubs in 6, even though I've been wrong before. I don't think that countless playoff series between Steph, Dre, Clay, and Steve Kerr will fail me. I think ultimate experience is probably gonna show its course. I feel like in at least 2 games, 2 of the Celtic stars, including Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, are gonna struggle. In at least 2 of those games, can't tell you who it will be, but at least 2 of those games, one of those 3 will struggle. And personally, I think this is I disagree with what DeMarzio was saying in the fact that defensively you're not too worried about them, because personally defensively this is one of the more versatile units that the Warriors have put on the floor in a finals run. Because let's be honest, the finals run in previous past has really much been them outscoring opponents in every way possible, because that's what they did. They had so much offensive firepower. But when you look at it, I like a guy like Wiggins. I like a guy like Gary Payton who's set to come back, and hopefully game 1, probably not, but we'll probably see him in the finals, which is a great sign. And Clay, I don't think that Clay and Curry are as much slouches on defense as they were in previous years.
I mean, that's
for
fair.
a guy, look for a guy like former Finals MVP Andre Iguodala to have a 4-game career renaissance. Look for Iggy to drop like 18 in a game.
Watch him win Finals MVP again.
Yeah.
Greatest Warrior of all time.
It's debatable.
Got to put him up there, right?
Poor Curry.
No, but the finals kick off on Thursday in Golden State. Golden State will have home court advantage in this series. I got to go Dubs in 7. I do think it's going to go 7, and I just cannot see the Warriors losing a championship game 7 on their home court.
I just can't see them losing a game 6.
Hey, aren't the Celtics the 2 seed?
Yes,
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter due to what was the East. I think last year the East were given home court advantage against the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Suns had home court advantage in the finals.
I think it's the team that wins their series.
Their series first.
Yeah.
The season series.
That would
Oh,
make
okay.
sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, because the Suns won theirs first.
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
So I
Um,
mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm happy where I'm at right now. Honestly, it's been a very long time since I've seen one of my teams in a championship in at all. So it's nice. I'm feeling good. I'm happy to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. All right. Moving on here. To the second ever installment of the Lunch Table Top 10. This week.
LTTT.
This week we got Saya taking a crack at the top 10. Take it away, Saya.
Sorry.
All right. For this week's Lunch Table Top 10, I decided to go with my personal top 10 dirtiest moments in sports. There's a lot of dirty moments that I've seen that I haven't seen that I will be seen, but let's kick it off, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
At number 10, we got Marty McSorley slashing Donald Brashear in the head across the face in some hockey.
Yeah.
Marty McSorley freaking got his upper stick, freaking whacked it across his head, and then he ended up getting a full 82 game year-long NHL suspension, which is pretty huge comparing to like what most NHL players get suspended for.
Yeah.
At number 9, we got Jack Tatum a paralyzing hit on Sammy White in Super Bowl 11. Video clips of Jack Tatum. Jack Tatum's nickname was the Assassin. Played for the Raiders way back when they were taking on championships and going to the Super Bowl. And like I said, he absolutely paralyzed Sammy White, knocking his shoulder into his head as he was trying to make a catch, completely knocking him out.
Sounds like a Raiders player.
Yeah.
Some old heads be like, that's when the game was good.
There's a lot of jabs at old heads for this one, actually. At number 8, we got someone that everybody knows, everybody loves, or may hate. I know Tice hates him pretty badly. Ndamukong Suh for stomping on Aaron Rodgers. Back in the division of games. He was stomping on Aaron Rodgers. He was spitting in people's faces. I think in 2018 he was on the Dolphins and he caused a fight with the Ravens O-line and referees involved. Dude's a menace and cannot be allowed back on a football field.
He also, in the Buccaneers Packers game, he like fucking told Aaron Rodgers after a play to like meet him in the parking lot. This dude just wants all the smoke for no reason. Fuck,
just doesn't give a
Suh.
damn.
You can make a whole top 10 on Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, facts.
Like a whole 60 minutes.
Yeah.
At number 7, we got Charles Oakley fighting Charles Barkley. This is one of the most legendary fights for Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was going up for the layup, got absolutely wrapped and strangled around the neck and taken down by Charles Oakley, who was the enforcer of that 80s to early 90s Knicks team. Absolute menace. Did not let anything happen on the court near him. Was knocking people out. He had multiple fights with Jordan, multiple fights with Isaiah Thomas on the Bad Boy Pistons. Dirty guy. At number 6, we got Luis Suarez biting Chiellini in the 2014 World Cup.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Anytime. Wait, what was it?
This is Luis Suarez biting Chiellini in the 2014 World Cup.
Oh shit!
Anytime a player's getting bit, That's just dirty.
No,
Yeah,
What are
fucking
you
you taking a
doing?
bite of a motherfucker.
it was the
No.
fact that like it wasn't even like a little bite either. The dude like
Nah.
opened up his whole. He unhinged his jaw to take a whole ass chunk out of dude's shoulder.
It's
Like that
funny.
shit was
It's funny because Luis Suarez's mouth is already like big enough, and then you just see it just
facts,
get like
that big ass overbite and everything, bro. Like,
Yeah, right.
oh my god.
He's got some dinosaur teeth. Mm. And it's the fact that Luis Suarez bit 3 different people on 3 different occasions, but this one is just on the World Cup stage, dude. Like, what are you doing?
She's munching, bro.
Got hungry.
At number 5, we got Night Train Lane with a necktie tackling back in the 60s, 70s, whenever he played. This dude literally would take his entire forearm and swing it across your neck and try and tackle you. And it was even once said that if Night Train Lane said that if he didn't break a bone trying to tackle you, it was not a good tackle.
Wow.
That's a real NFL player.
I was waiting for it.
That's the physicality we're missing.
That's when guys were actually tough.
Number 4, we got Draymond Green fighting with LeBron in the 2016 finals. Getting all up in his face, kicking his nuts once or twice, also kicking Steven Adams in the nuts. Hopefully we don't see that type of Draymond this NBA finals.
Oh, not.
At number 3, we got Bill Laimbeer.
That's a dirty motherfucker.
Fair enough.
Bill Laimbeer was
Yeah.
the enforcer, was the absolute wrecking ball on the Bad Boy Pistons. Is literally known for fighting Jordan any chance he could get.
Just being an asshole.
Did not make it easy. At number 2, we got Vontez Burfict hit on Antonio Brown, the 2015 AFC wildcard, knocking him out,
Yeah.
turning him crazy.
Turning him crazy. It just switched that game. Knocked a little bit.
That was the hit that did it right there. That was the hit.
That was the moment that turned
Yep.
Antonio Brown to what we know him now as the Wild.
AB.
Yeah, that's the only reason we won
Wow.
that game, though. So
You
can't
could
be
make
mad about it.
you could make Vontez Perfect alone. You could make Vontez Perfect alone his own fucking like entry
Yeah.
on this list.
Literally.
He's an Ndamukong Suh ass motherfucker too.
And for number 1 on the lunch table top 10 dirtiest moments in sports is Zaza Pachulia landing under Kawhi in the 2017 Western Conference Finals, taking him out for the Spurs. That is unquestionably what started the Warriors dynasty. That was when they just gone back to the finals, so this is going to be their second or third trip in a row.
Mhm.
And Kawhi was the X factor, locking down Curry, locking down Clay, locking down Dre, putting up 25 in the Western Conference Finals. Then that bum Zaza Pachulia lands under him, takes him out for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dirty as
Forgot
fuck.
about that. The little like 2 steps he took a little closer just to like get into his
Yeah.
space. Fucking bitch.
I gotta throw in an honorable mention for dirty moments.
Go ahead.
The malice at the palace. Fucking Ron Artest literally fucking like taking motherfuckers into the crowd. Just fucking like jersey all ripped up. That shit is so funny to go back and watch.
Hey, you cannot forget. Fucking Mason Rudolph almost got his head cracked in half. by Miles Gates.
I thought that was well deserved. Honestly, I don't think it was dirty. Deserved.
I can see where he's coming
Mason
from.
was
Yeah, I
asking.
can see
for
where
it.
he's coming from.
Another honorable mention I got wasn't really dirty, but it was the amount of evilness that this guy Isaiah Stewart tried to come at LeBron with. This dude was out
Wanted to end his
for
career.
blood. Was bleeding had to go get it back in blood. He tried, did not succeed.
Didn't Ron Artest like headbutt or like punch James Harden in the face?
I think he
Like
elbowed him.
when he was on the Lakers and Thunder?
Can't forget about
Elbowed
that.
him. Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
it
He
was.
elbowed him.
How about that?
Oh,
And
what about Jose Bautista getting fucking punched in the face?
I Rugnito Odor, dude, that was crazy.
That was one
Yeah,
of the
fuck.
fucking. That was one of the cleanest fucking I've ever seen.
Can't forget about that bow from Meta World Peace.
Goated. Fucking love it.
Or when Shaq shoved that guy on the ground, the guy got up and chucked the ball right back at him. You're dunking on him.
That was just disrespectful.
Disrespect, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just grown man basketball.
Nah,
Or, when,
dirtiest moment of all time was Odell's one-handed catch. That was filthy.
Oh, God.
Or
Oh, yeah.
who was it?
Hey,
was
speaking
it
of,
Trent Williams' name that punched Richard Sherman post game in the interview?
That shit was funny, bro. Oh my god. Pull it up real quick.
He's like, "What you gonna do?" He's like,
What
"I'm
you
gonna hit
gonna
you in
do,
your
bro?"
fucking face." He's like, "Well, fucking do it then." But
oh, fucking Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib had some dirty moments, always like yanking chains and fucking
the
squaring up.
chain.
Shane,
Or that,
Oh,
that
Andre
one
Johnson
Bears-
and Cortland Finnegan.
Finnegan.
That
dude,
was a fucking crazy fight.
That was crazy.
Or that
That
one
was
Bears
a
receiver that
fight.
just goes up there, snatches the chain, and starts punching him in the helmet.
Oh yeah, I remember.
What a fucking bomb, dude.
Javon Williams, bro.
For no
DJ
reason, bro.
Gardner
Like
was
what?
the asshole the whole game, bro. This man did like the short, you know, when you're like you talking to be short people and you like do the thing with like your hand above their head. He did that to Tariq Cohen earlier. He did that to him earlier, and then he was just talking mad shit. So Javon was tired of it, bro. So he just pulled up, yanked the chain. They just stared at each other's eyes real quick and just popped him in his mouth.
He's so confused. He's like,
It was literally, he's just like, what?
he's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, I forgot. That was great. That was the top 10 Bears moment of all time. Missed that.
Well, hey, speaking of some Bears and the NFL in general, we got a little bit of NFL news to go over. Former Bears defensive lineman, defensive leader, locker room guy, Akeem Hicks has signed a deal with the Buccaneers, $10 million deal, I believe, to go down to Tampa Bay and try to win a ring with Brady and the boys. Shocker, real shocker, you know.
Richer getting richer.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Tampa and pay like no taxes in Florida and be in like year-round amazing weather and hang out with Tom Brady and Gronk all the time? Like, it is a pretty ideal situation for anybody who gets that opportunity. So
Yeah.
can't hate the player, but starting to hate the game. Yeah.
Definitely hating the game.
All right. I was upset, man. That Akeem Hicks, I felt bad for Mama because I convinced her to buy a jersey last year. It's like, oh, he's not leaving anytime soon. And yeah, now she just has an Akeem Hicks jersey sitting in her closet. She's been pretty mad at me for the past few weeks. So it's been fine. It's been great. But I miss him. He's honestly in that system. He doesn't even need to worry because the one thing with him was his injury concerns the past few years, but he's just going to be a rotational piece at this point. They're loaded on the defensive line. He only needs to come in on basically pass rush situations, third down. So honestly, it's perfect for him. And he's making bank, and with incentives, he can make up to 10 mil. So I mean, all to him.
Hey, DiMaggio, speaking of the Bears, on FanDuel Sportsbook, they have worse odds to win the NFC North than the Lions. How do you feel?
If I hear, okay, I'm shutting this
Lions
shit
and
down
6.
right now.
Lions and 6.
Shutting this shit down right now. If I hear one more person say anything about the Lions being better than the Bears or the Lions even being good enough to be second in the NFC North, I'm tired of that shit. Yes, they have good
Better than the
offensive
Bears.
weapons. Their O-line's good when they're healthy. Their defense still has nothing besides Aiden Hutchinson that scares me. Literally nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing about Jeff Okudah. He hasn't had time to develop. I don't give a shit. I don't care about any of the other players on that roster. Their quarterback is still Jared Goff, who only made the playoffs because their
offense scores more points than the Bears do.
What?
Our offense is going to score more points than the Bears do.
I don't give a damn what they do, because the Bears offense was last in the league basically last year, and we still went 8-8. Or not.
The Lions are going to beat
last
the
year
Bears
we
both
better than
times this year.
Lions. I don't care. Lions are not as good as people think they are. They have potential. They are not that good. I'm tired of seeing it. The Lions are not that good. They
All
just
right,
have
DiMaggio.
Someone clip it and then record it at the end of the year when the Lions finish above the Bears.
Clip it right now. The Lions are last in the NFC North, and they will be under 6 wins.
So let me ask you, as a Bears fan, what makes you think that you guys will be better than 8-8 or 9-7 or 7-9?
What? Okay, I'm saying in the context of the situation, the Lions are personally. I still think the Lions are a 5-12 team, which literally means the Bears have to be 6-11 or better. The reason why I think the Bears can do that is because, one, Justin Fields will take that step. I truly believe with Luke, he will take that step. The defense with the pieces, I don't think people are really looking at what the defense can be at this point, because all everybody wants to talk about is how Khalil Mack's gone. Khalil Mack missed a majority of the season last year. Travis Gibson stepped in with basically starting half the season and had 7 sacks starting half the season. If you just times that by 2, or even times that by 1.5, that's a double-digit sack player across from Robert Quinn. Eddie Jackson is getting a whole new system, which with Vic Fangio, and I'm not saying they have similar schemes because they don't. It's 2 different schemes. But with how Matt Eberflus runs his defense, Eddie Jackson is going to be a complete ball hog this season. Jalen Johnson is already one of the most underrated corners in the league, and I will stand by that.
What up, B?
We have Kyler Gordon, who honestly I think is the better 2 out of the 2 Washington corners. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been thinking Trent McDuffie's overrated. We're not gonna get into that right now because that's a whole nother convo. But on top of that, I think honestly, yes, Kyle Hamilton was the best safety in the draft, but somehow, some way, Brisker was slotted in at the second best easily at safety. I feel like it wasn't very much up for debate. Daxton Hill was a good combo player, can play both safety or corner. Not really great at either, but good enough to play one if you wanted to pick. Lewis Cine was honestly, I think he should have been a 2nd-round pick. The fact that the Vikings traded back and then selected him was probably the dumbest move they've ever made. No diss to him. Just don't think it was that great of a pick. Brisker, I genuinely will think is the 2nd best safety in this class. And will turn that what turned from a weakness last year is a strength this year. And I think all those key players will take that, make that difference. I don't think the Lions have enough on defense. Their defense is atrocious, still will be with Aiden Hutchinson. I don't think one player truly changes that at all. Their quarterback is still not great. Don't care for him. I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired of saying this shit. The other thing, they were 3-13-1 last year. I don't care how close games were. Your ability to finish a game is the reason why you win games. Is literally the reason why. They couldn't win at the end. Does not matter if what could have been, what that means for next season. They still did not win. Does not matter. They won 3 games last year. They were trash. They were awful. So if I hear one more thing about, well, they almost could have been like 7-10. They could have been 8-9. I don't care. 3-13. They were awful. So stop trying to hype up these sorry ass Lions that are sorry every year. They're not good, and that's not changing.
They always say that you can tell someone's lying because they'll like over explain a straightforward question.
I had to give out
go and like elaborate too
at
much.
this point, I've heard it so many damn times on literally every podcast, every news channel. They're wrong.
I don't know.
They're wrong.
DiMaggio, here's all I'm saying, bud. Here's all I'm saying. The Lions and the Bears, they're like win totals right now in the sports books. They're both at 6.5 for like the over under, 6.5 wins.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this Bears schedule right now. I'm seeing 5 wins at the most.
5 wins at the most.
All right. Niners at home, you're losing. In Green Bay, you're losing. Texans at home, that's a dub. In New York Giants, you win that 2-2. At Vikings, 2-3. Washington football team at home, 3-3. All right. 500 through the first 6 weeks. I'll give you that. At Patriots, that's an L, 3-4. At Cowboys, that's an L, 3-5. Dolphins in Chicago, that's an L, 3-6. Lions in Chicago, I'll give you that. That's your one division win, 4-6.
You think we lose
At
the other way
Atlanta,
against the Lions?
At Atlanta, 4-7. At New York Jets, 4-8.
You think
Green
we
Bay
lose
in
to the-
Chicago, 4-9. Bye week. Eagles in Chicago, 4-10. Bills in Chicago, 4-11. At Lions, 4-12. Vikings in Chicago, 4-13. I'm sorry. Like,
You're
maybe you
crazy.
get another win against the Lions, or maybe you beat the Jets.
You're crazy.
Maybe you get another win again. That's what I'm saying.
I genuinely believe this. I'm sitting here with predictions, everything, no bias. I genuinely think the Bears come out of the season 8-9. 8-9. Mark my words. The Bears go 8-9.
Who are your 8
or
wins?
better. Huh?
Who are your 8 wins?
You're not beating the Vikings twice. You're not beating the Lions twice, and you're not beating the Packers at all.
We're beating the Lions twice.
At all.
I'm telling you right
that's
now.
at best.
We're
That's
beating
at
the
best
Lions
2-4
twice.
division
Oh, I
record.
hear this. No, I hear this right
You
now.
shook your
No.
head at you shook your head at losing to the Patriots at home in New England when the Patriots were a
I
playoff
think
team.
genuinely the Patriots could finish last in their division. So
That's
Because
okay.
DiMaggio, our
You
division
shook your
has
head
to play
against
the
Atlanta when
AFC East
Atlanta
this
got 2
year.
of the
So what's your
greatest
AFC
young
East
players
record
in the
going to be?
okay. Bears schedule, because I need to go back through on who I personally think.
Here, DiMaggio, I'll read it off to you. You tell me W or L. Week 1, Niners in Chicago.
In Chicago, I'll give you guys the L. I'll say L right now because I know nobody's going to agree with me saying the Bears are going to win that one. I think the Bears win it, whatever.
All right. At Green Bay.
Loss, L.
Texans in Chicago.
Dub.
At New York Giants.
Dub.
At Minnesota Vikings.
L.
All right. 2-3. Washington Commanders at home.
Dub.
3-3. At Patriots.
I think that's a toss-up. Genuinely speaking, I think that's a toss-up. I'll take the L because nobody's going to agree with me. Whatever. Cool.
At Cowboys.
I think we win that one. I'm not, no bullshit aside. The last few times the Bears have played the Cowboys, we've won even with a worse team. So
Should we get Troy here?
you can get Troy here. He's gonna
All
fucking
right.
try and argue his ass off. We beat him
All
last
right.
time.
All
I
right,
don't want-
DiMaggio. Dolphins in Chicago.
That's an L. I'll take that one.
Lions in Chicago.
That's a dub. That's a dub.
At Falcons.
That's a dub.
At Jets.
I'm not
That's a dub.
opposed to that, but
Green Bay in Chicago.
The Bears have to win one eventually
no.
against the
think so.
Packers. So I'm taking dub there.
Wow.
Eagles in Chicago.
L.
Oh.
Bills in Chicago.
L.
At Lions.
Dub.
Vikings in Chicago.
Dub.
Yeah, you have them going 10-7 this year. You are whipping, buddy. You
I
are
don't
whipping.
I think people this same scenario happened in 2018 when the Bears, everybody thought the Bears were going to lose, be awful that year, went 12-4 with a head coach change, with a basically whole coaching staff change. I think the Bears are a sleeper team that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, but your offense was much better personnel wise that year.
How so? How so?
Who is your receiver other than Darnell Mooney?
Darnell Mooney. Okay, but look at I feel like Byron Pringle is definitely similar scenario of Taylor Gabriel. I don't think I'm wrong there, because that was basically the number 2 receiver that year. You like the receiving core that year. Our tight end 1 was Trey Burton, and we have Cole Kmet, who I think honestly is a lot better than Trey Burton. No jokes aside, all jokes aside.
He's better than
David
Trey
Montgomery's a
Burton,
better running back than Jordan Howard, and Khalil Herbert I think is a better backup than Tariq Cohen. The
Honestly,
offensive line is not as good. I will give you that. Justin
Yeah,
Fields
you get a
is better than
second-year
Trubisky, though.
quarterback and absolutely no protection for him.
Yeah. See,
That's an
that's
issue.
my thing. My thing is your offense, even though it may be slightly better or just on par, you've got a quarterback in a brand new system with an offensive line that is still going to struggle.
I think
I don't
the
think
thing that's
I don't
killing me
think
is people keep pointing at the offensive line, and yes, I understand it looks bad. I don't think it's as bad as people think. Tevin Jenkins basically didn't play the whole year last year. I still think he can be developed to be a great right tackle. Like, he's not going to play left tackle in the league. He's not. He's a good right tackle. Larry Borum's a project. We'll see how he does. He played a majority of the games last year and played okay. Not great, but okay. Cody Whitehair's still there. I think the dude, I don't know why I always forget his name, from the Packers. Tice, you know him. He was your center last year.
Lucas Patrick.
Lucas Patrick, thank you. He is a very underrated center. I think
He's serviceable.
I don't even think he's serviceable, because when you look at the grades, he was a top 3 offensive lineman on your team. So, and that was the season with David Bakhtiari, not without him. So I think honestly, genuinely, the only spot I'm worried about is right guard. All the other ones, I'm excited to see how they play out. Right guard, I'm stressed about. But other than that, I just want to see how this season plays out. Because honestly, yes, I may be bullshitting with 10-7, whatever. Probably not the case. It's definitely not going to be that. That's just
How many games did y'all win last year?
6.
All right. I do not see any way you improve off that. You lost Khalil Mack, Allen Robinson. That's your best offensive and best defensive player. And you have a quarterback going into a new scheme with little to no protection.
Think about it like this. Khalil Mack did not play half the season. Also, Allen Robinson did not contribute in the ways that we thought he would. He was almost our 3rd leading receiver on the team because of injuries and poor play.
He was schemed out of your offense. So
you can say schemed out, but when he was targeted, he had drops. He was not running. He had lackluster effort on the field. There was a lot of things that also went into that as well, not just him being schemed out. Did I think he was schemed out? Yes. I think they should have utilized him more, but at the same time, Darnell Mooney proved to be a great receiver. I think he can be a solid number 1. And I don't know. I feel like people are looking at what we've lost, but not what we gained. The secondary was awful last year. Absolutely atrocious. The secondary this year, honestly, is I think our strongest part about our team now. And I don't think people are looking at the strengths. They just want to target the weaknesses. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm tired of talking about the Bears. It is what it is. I know you guys are running fun on me. So
putting a bow on that 15-minute Bear talk. If we haven't lost every subscriber. Moving on to some more NFL news. Unfortunately, some more somber NFL news.
Again,
former Vikings and Cardinals cornerback Jeff Gladney passed away in a car accident. I think yesterday, or was it yesterday?
Monday morning.
Monday morning. Yeah. In Texas, I believe. Just really sad situation. Obviously was with the Vikings last year and then was picked up by the Cardinals. Definitely had potential to like be like getting some reps in that secondary this season.
100%.
But yeah, just a really unfortunate situation. I feel like there's been a lot of sad things in the world lately, and it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Luckily, we got sports though
piling
to
on.
kind of be that distraction.
Yeah.
Sad times, honestly. You never want to see a player go, especially that young.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace to that man, and condolences to his loved ones.
Especially, he's on he's on like a comeback sort of thing. He obviously
Yeah.
he was drafted first round 2020 and then didn't play last year because of, I don't know, drugs or something. Or I don't know if he got hurt or whatever, but didn't play last year. And Vikings dumped him, Cardinals scooped him. And a lot of good things were said about him. Cardinals were excited about him, I guess, but it's unfortunate. It sucks, especially when it's someone,
Guy.
young like that and, just starting his career. And, it obviously
Yeah.
sucks when it's someone that's on your own team. But, hey, man.
The match, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers taking on Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, that kicks off tomorrow.
Yep.
Should be entertaining. I've
Give me
seen some
Pat
little clips
Mahomes.
of trash talk leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me
Oh,
Pat
yeah.
Mahomes. Give me Josh Allen.
No, I'm taking the old guys. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking sniper on the course.
Tom Brady is a pretender.
Rodgers is gonna carry Brady.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
and they're
About
still gonna lose.
that.
That is Mr. Hole in One. Remember that.
How was that a
Y'all
hole
get
in
a
one?
lucky
Wasn't he
shot.
like in the middle of the fucking fairway?
It was a par 3.
Yeah, I think it was a par 3. The tee boxes just looked like the fairway.
That's what happens when you can play a $200 course.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else to add?
The Lions are gonna finish 4th in the division. That's all I gotta say.
All right, dude, hush up.
Still clinging on to that 85 win, huh?
Maybe
Yeah, we thought so.
we don't talk about it. Tice brought it up last episode. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, all right. That should do it for this episode. We will see y'all next time. Like, subscribe.
Yep. Follow Instagram.
Jesus.
If
Sorry.
you're curious on who is doing Lunch Table Top 10 next week, watch the fucking video.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good plug. I
All right,
know.
boys. Deuces.
Later.
Later.